celebrating Africa's rich cultural heritage.
Lawmaker representing Obokun State constituency of Osun State, Adewumi Adeyemi, has advocated intensified awareness and full implementation of law prohibiting discrimination against persons with disabilities. The lawmaker said the disability bill, which was sponsored by himself and recently passed into law by the Governor Adeleke, empowers joint associations of persons with a disability the right to establish a bureau to oversee activities and challenge any forms of discrimination against members. This was brought to fore at the quarterly dialogue meeting with relevant stakeholders held at the Justice Development and Peacemakers Center, JDPMC, in Osogbo, Osun State Capital. The dialogue meeting featured panel discussion and interactive session where speakers emphasized the need for government at all levels to intensify effort and strategic approach on effective implementation of disability law.
Law that prohibits discrimination against anybody with disabilities in Osun State, and it is now an offense to discriminate against anyone living with disabilities. So that is the summary, and to that extent also the law also has empowered empower the JONAPID, the people with disability, to have a bureau. This bureau will be the one to oversee every activities of people with disabilities. So, and I've encouraged them today to try as much as possible to register at every of their local governments. In as much as health is now free, education is now free for people living with disabilities, but they have to be registered so that the government will know how to account for everyone with disability in Osun State. And it's also important for them to try as much as possible to drive this law themselves.
The chairman, JONAPID, said the landmark achievement demonstrated the government's commitment to promoting inclusivity and equal opportunities for persons with a disability to have access to public space, education, employment, as well as free health. The speaker cautioned individuals and religious institutions against attaching spiritual interpretations to or any form of discrimination against persons living with a disability in any place.
The domestication of this law in Osun State is a landmark in terms of achievement in the realization of this world order which we are pursuing as a religious institution. So we have called this stakeholders forum today in order to begin to plan on the best way we can advance both the implementation and compliance to this law. As I said at the beginning, the overall intention of the law is not just for the purpose of policing and pursuing people. It's a way of forming the mind, a new mindset, a new way of thinking, a new way of reasoning, a new way of behaving towards each other. This time around, with special focus on the persons with disability.
I think with this new discrimination against people with disability law, there's a need for us to put more awareness into the public, for people to understand that if anybody in either way discriminates against them, there is a law that is protective of them, and such a person will be punished. It could be in the hospital, it could be in schools, it could be in even in eateries.
Opayemi Akinyemi, Abntv News, Osun State, Nigeria.